Coming up on ATV News.
This trooper got hit while at a crash. You'll hear how he's doing straight from him.
A USU scientist is helping save millions of lives. We'll tell you how coming up.
The new allegations against a former LDS mission president are a he said, she said kind of story, and we'll let you hear it for yourself.
There are a couple days to avoid that bike trip you planned. I'll show you which ones in weather.
Utah State rolled out their new men's basketball coach. What he said that wasn't typical new coach talk.
All that and more, this is ATV News.
This is dash cam footage from a Utah Highway Patrol Trooper's vehicle that shows Sergeant Cade Brenchley approaching a car that had slid off the road in Sardine Canyon when he was suddenly hit from behind by an oncoming car. Welcome to ATV News. I'm Sarah Murphy.
And I'm Taylor Emerson. And Sergeant Brenchley is still recovering after being struck by that car on Sunday. But Haley Hendricks shows us the dangers of speeding in poor conditions.
We've got one rollover at milepost 15. They are okay, no injuries.
A Utah Highway Patrol trooper says Sergeant Cade Brenchley was responding to other car crashes on State Route 91 when he was struck by a college-aged female driver.
I need an ambulance. One of your officers has been hit by a car.
Lieutenant Lee Perry of UHP says multiple people gathered at the scene after Brenchley was hit until more help arrived.
Many of them were family and friends and cousins that showed up, which is fantastic. That is the beauty of Cache Valley.
With winter storm warnings throughout northern Utah Sunday, Perry says drivers should have slowed down, especially when driving through the canyon.
Paramedics took Brenchley to Logan Regional Hospital, where he spent Sunday and Monday night. But Tuesday morning, he shared his story.
It felt like a dream when I started wondering what was going on, and at that point I kind of figured. I woke up and I saw snow and I was laying there and knocked the wind out of me. I was gasping for breath. It was right up against a car, and I remember thinking to myself, I've been hit.
Brenchley reminds motorists everyone has somewhere to be and loved ones to go home to, so
We just got to slow down, and here's the thing. I know we're police officers, we're out there doing our job, but more importantly, perhaps to me, is I'm a husband and a father to these kids.
We just beg that people pay attention and learn from this experience.
Brenchley says he has 4 broken ribs, a broken scapula, and road rash from the accident. Haley Hendricks, ATV News.
Brenchley is the 11th Utah Highway Trooper who has been hit by a car since the start of this year.
Several homes are having to clean out their basements after severe flood damage. The crews are loading sandbags into trucks to take to homes that are flooding. Police say Box Elder Creek in Brigham City rose due to warm winds, rain, and debris. They say about 15,000 sandbags were sent out throughout the night, and 10 homes had serious flood damage.
I just want the residents of Brigham City to know that we are doing our best in responding. We do prepare in advance for events like this, and hopefully your homes are not unfortunately damaged from this flood.
Homes that flooded had water seeping through basement windows, causing several inches of water to pool on the floor. Bosworth says the last time Brigham City experienced flooding like this was in 2005. The Public Works Department says if homeowners live near the creek, they should check it frequently for debris and call Public Works to remove any objects. And one research team is now back at USU after spending some time at NASA. 3, 2, 1, blast off.
3, 2, 1, mark.
What comes up must come down, and what came down was a small rocket motor the aerospace engineering researchers here at USU designed. They were given funding by NASA to test a new green thruster created at USU. Researchers need to determine if exhaust plumes from the new thrusters can contaminate spacecraft surfaces, including optical sensors and solar panels.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints issued a new statement about a 1984 sexual assault allegation. The statement responds to a police report detailing a sexual assault claim against a former mission president.
I have struggled for 33 years with what you did to me, and I am only interested in an apology.
That's a recording released by the website Mormon Leaks. It claims to be a conversation between former LDS mission president Joseph Bishop and a woman who is accusing him of raping her at the Provo Missionary Training Center in 1984.
I'm not angry with you because I think you are. Well, maybe, but I'm not. I'm over a lot of things that have happened to me, but you hurt me.
According to a Brigham Young University police report, the woman told police the former mission president took her out of class on several occasions and at one point took her to a small room, ripped her blouse open, pushed her on the bed, and that sexual intercourse occurred without her consent. The report also shows officers interviewed Bishop, and his account was fairly similar except for the rape.
Do you remember tearing my blouse, pulling up my skirt, ripping the back of my skirt, and trying to rape me?
No.
The LDS Church's statement released on Friday says they share the anger and distress church members and others feel, and the church is looking into all aspects of the assertions, and that they are committed to bringing accountability for what has occurred. Now, in that same statement, the church says they are aware of one other woman who claims Bishop sexually assaulted her as well, and according to that police report, no charges were ever filed because the statute of limitations had run out. Now, a Utah State microbiologist spent last month in India.
And he was working with scientists from around the world on a problem that kills millions every year. Diseases like typhoid, West Nile, and tuberculosis are carried by mosquitoes and flies. Trying to get rid of these pests, especially in poor areas of the world, is difficult. Last month, Dr. Scott Bernhardt and 20 other scientists from around the world were invited to step out of their labs and take on this challenge in India.
Of course, you're excited when you're able to take it from a laboratory setting to a field setting.
Bernhardt says his research in India is just the beginning of a 5-year project, and although he can't say if he'll be successful yet, Bernhardt is optimistic.
Now, it's no bull. Local art pieces in Logan won't be around much longer, and Aaron Cox went downtown to show you what might be leaving.
Here in downtown Logan, you've been seeing these bowls along the sidewalk, but starting in September, this big guy and his friends down the street might not be here. Traffic has been passing this bowl in front of Jason Pond's business since
they came out, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. It's been a kind of a hallmark for our store and for downtown to see, half dozen or more of them along Main Street.
These bowls were part of an art project the Logan Downtown Alliance took on in 2012.
I was looking at different things that we could do to enliven downtown. We kind of settled on bowls with the USU Aggies.
Each of the bowls painted with different themes.
We had some guidelines for decoration, but we kind of left it pretty open to their creativity.
And for Pond's business,
do you know if they came through and did?
He wanted to represent the locals.
We chose to give it to the local high school and let their art department go through and decorate the bowl.
And it's the decorated bowls that's catching people's attention.
They have a lot of these out, and they're quite attractive. They're fun, especially for the kids.
We have people that come on game day and during the week that will stop and get their picture taken with the bowl. They've been great, but sad to see them leave.
Saxton says the bowls were never designed to be a permanent art display.
We're just at that point where we feel it's time to move on and bring something new, and some people are having a hard time adjusting to that idea.
I think they should stay, if you're asking me. It's part of that character of the city. So that's our story, and we're sticking to it, and that's no bull.
Mayor Daines says the bowls will not be destroyed and that the owner will have the option to keep or replace them with the new art the Alliance will be putting here. In Logan, Aaron Cox, ATV News.
Thanks, Aaron. And when we come back, there have been some changes to the legacy waiver. We'll tell you what they are coming up.
And how one group of girls is taking flight without even leaving the ground.
Quiet, please. Wait a sec. I'll take one. Oh yeah. All right. All good. Take care. Way to go. Nice. Bring it on. Gotcha. I'm here for you. Oh no. Please, please, please. I'm waiting. Interesting. Not buying it. Not fair. That's it. This conversation is over. Oh, brother.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things.
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back. And Sarah, with a few weeks left in the semester, do you ever just feel like you want to get on a plane and fly away?
You know, Taylor, if I'm being totally honest, absolutely.
I think I've been there once or twice myself. And you know, one group of girls is getting that chance without even leaving their classroom. This young girl is flying over Cache Valley, all while staying in the Industrial Science Building at USU. She and these other girls are in the Women in Aviation, and they're learning to read maps and charts from the air and review a safety check before takeoff. One girl says she really enjoys the simulator.
I kept having to make little adjustments because it wasn't aligned with it, but we finally got on the runway and nobody crashed.
And it's a good thing no one got crashed. Smith says the next step for her is to get in a real airplane and see what that's like to fly. And we'll have more on that story in the coming weeks, but you can check out what else these girls have learned in our last week's show.
A lot of out-of-state students will be seeing some big changes to their scholarships next fall. We bring in ATV's Yasmin Aguirre, and Yaz, how much money can these students potentially save?
Thanks, Sarah. And yes, out-of-state students can potentially save thousands when registering for classes next fall, all thanks to a bill passed by the Utah legislature. The Alumni Legacy Waiver has been offered to students since 2009, but a new House bill is changing the program.
The previous House bill indicated if a student was enrolled on this legacy program, they could not establish Utah residency.
But starting in July, the program will let students who use the waiver establish residency after 1 year. Meaning the current program gives you a discount on tuition for 4 years, but you cannot establish residency. The new program gives you a discount on tuition for 1 year, then you can establish residency, so you don't need a waiver.
So it allows more students to take advantage of the program?
The program changes started between USU and its state representative.
I did the legislative work, talked to a number of legislators who agreed that it was the right thing to do.
It then passed in the Utah House and in the Senate.
It's crazy that we didn't do this sooner. We want these Utah State University students to become residents, all of them.
The admissions office has already begun contacting current and future legacy scholars. If you would like to learn more information about the Legacy Scholarship, you can visit our Facebook page. Reporting live from the newsroom, Yasmin Aguirre. Back to you at the studio, Sarah.
All right, thanks, Yaz.
And students at Utah State have less school activities to look forward to this week after the last event for Mental Health Week happened on Friday. What happened was a Chicago comedian who has been on America's Got Talent spoke and addressed mental health issues in the Taggart Student Center auditorium. Adam Grabowski connected with the audience by making them laugh about the humor in his everyday observations of people. He taught them about his Say It Anyway campaign, which promotes saying how you feel, when you feel it, even when it's hard to, and being personal about personal struggles with mental health. He says doing so can be an endearing thing.
When you're able to tell people that you care about them or that today's an anxious day for you, then you start to be open. Then it's not as big of a deal because you know that people are going to react in a positive way to you.
Grabowski, who struggled with depression in his past, says talking about your feelings creates a connection among people and can make someone feel better when realizing we can all relate to each other's struggles with mental health. And when we come back, ATV's Haley Hendricks will show you if spring is here to stay.
Your current weather temperature is 50 degrees.
If you can say with me, imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. 'Cause every kid across the nation deserves a book to read, and we can make it happen right now. No, I don't know what you've been told, but some magic to change the writing on the wall. Writing on the wall. And make a difference. One look can inspire a child. One look can be the first thing that helps to change a life.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
It's not my first time bartending, so
It's a sausage party in here.
it's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing, totally last thing,
Yeah.
is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
No. You said 10, I said no. Thanks for sticking around. ATV's Haley Hendricks joins us here in the studio.
Haley, it was cold this week. Is that gonna be the same this week?
Oh, I know. It has been definitely cold. I'm excited to bust getting out of the sweaters and coats, and I'm ready for it to be warm. Let's follow me over here to weather, and I'll tell you what's going on. All right, so if we're taking a look over here along the Midwest and up through the East Coast, we see this massive rain and snow that's going to be coming through here. So luckily we don't have to worry about that. But if we take a look over here, we do have scattered showers across the upper half of the Midwest. And then taking a look over here in California, it is a little bit rainy as well. We're going to be seeing some precipitation. But let's take a look at our local forecast here. As we see along the Wasatch Front, we are experiencing showers. Salt Lake City is going to be seeing a little bit of snow, but as we make our way up here into Logan, we're going to be seeing just a little bit of precipitation. Taking a look at our 7-day, we're going to be seeing on Wednesday, which is today. It rained a little bit this morning, but it cleared up to be pretty nice, partly cloudy throughout the day. The high was 49 today with a low of 29. Thursday, we are going to be seeing clouds, high of 52 and a low of 35. Friday as well, clouds again, high of 57 and a low of 36. And on Saturday, clouds as well, high of 59 and 34. Temperatures are going to be staying about that way on Sunday as well with a high of 59 and 35. Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be experiencing a little bit more rain showers.
Yeah, it certainly looks like, you know, I could take rain over snow any day, and I'm glad it's on its way.
I would agree. I'm ready for it to be spring.
And with the weather seeming like it's warming up a little bit, Alex, any updates on some of our warmer sports like football?
You know, football actually had a scrimmage, and I will tell you about that. When we come back, football showed some spark on both sides of the ball in a spring scrimmage, and the new men's basketball coach delivered his goals to Cache Valley, what they are in sports.
It's a big responsibility.
Oh, it's huge. I know, it's huge.
And the salary.
Oh my god, yes.
Right?
I mean, like, I was about to move in with my parents, and right before, yeah, so this saved me.
I really believe in you, you know.
Thank you. It's nice to hear that from someone.
These are cool. Did you, what did you?
If you store your guns properly, I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
I can't wait to go running up into the herd, and hopefully it's a mosh pit. And I'll start at the top, and we're gonna body surf all the way down, hopefully. Can you guys make that happen? Huh? Can we make that happen?
That is the new Utah State men's basketball coach, Craig Smith, starting off his career here at USU with a big request for the herd. We'll come back to basketball later. In the meantime, I'm Alex Zellner, and this is ATV Sports. Let's start off with a sport that's in season. Men's tennis started home Mountain West Conference play against UNLV Saturday, and it was a racket. Okay, lame, sorry, just get to the video. Junior Sammy Serrano started singles off right, winning 6-2 and 6-0. After a doubles victory, that put the Aggies up to a quick 2-0 lead. Things did not go so well for sophomore Sergio Burker, who fell 7-5 and 6-3, giving UNLV their only point for the day. Next, it was time for freshman Felipe Acosta to step up. He ended up losing his first match 6-3, but with some serious grit, fought his way back in sets 2 and 3 to win them 6-4 and 7-6 respectively. Check out this pretty wicked diving play he made to keep himself alive in a close third set. Money. Finally, senior Jamie Barajas, who lost his first set to Alexander Kozbanov 7-6, came back to win the next 2 sets, 7-6 and 6-2. His victory iced the match for the Aggies. Coming off of a Mountain West Championship win last season, the team knows they can't start the year off taking opponents for granted and have to take it one match at a time.
The guys that have been here before, they know what it takes, so we have that going for us. We have that good experience, but we feel like we have to go after it. We have to play to win, and nothing's going to be handed to us. We have to earn it.
The Aggies are currently 2-0 in Mountain West play and will take on San Diego State this Sunday. Women's tennis played 2 matches this weekend. They lost their first to BYU, but the second one went much better for the Ags. Women's tennis played a non-conference meet against Montana Sunday, where they won all 6 sets. Senior Maggie O'Mara won her matches, both 6-2. Sabrina Demarath fell in the first set 5-7, but came back and won the next 2 matches, 6-1 and 6-2. Rhoda Tanwi, Hannah Jones, Sophia Halius all won their matches to solidify their 6-0 lead. The team is ready to start Mountain West play.
You know, to win all of the 7 singles matches we played and 3 doubles against a good, scrappy team, we'll take this and we'll move on. We're just excited for conference to start.
USU women's tennis will return to Logan April 6th against NAU. All right, finally, back to basketball. Men's basketball finished last season 17-17 overall with an 8-10 Mountain West record. They did make it to the semifinals of the conference tournament, but lost to New Mexico. Utah State decided to part ways with head coach Tim Duryea 2 weeks ago and began the search for a new head coach. USU Athletics announced Monday that they had hired new head coach Craig Smith from University of South Dakota. He's already set some high goals for himself and Aggie basketball.
To have sustained success where every single year you can pencil us towards the top, right, and always have a chance to win the Mountain West Championship.
Coach Smith has not yet announced his staff, but he says he should be doing so shortly. USU football held their second spring scrimmage and showed some energy on each side of the ball. The boys in blue represented the offense and gray was defense. Though the offense showed some spark, the defense was definitely the star of the show on Friday. Junior wide receiver Chad Artis gets pummeled by senior center Aaron Wade. Here's freshman quarterback Henry Columbi feeling the heat, moving his feet, and dumping a ball off to Emerson Woods, who does not make it far. Later, junior quarterback Zach Larson tried his hand, throws to Preston Curtis, who is stripped of the ball. The defense goes on to recover it. The offense did make some headway with this pass to Landon Larson, giving him a chance to gain a few yards before he's tripped up. Then there's this beauty to freshman Zadori Jackson. The one touchdown of the game was scored by DJ Nelson on the last play of the scrimmage. Despite a little bit of a beating, the offense says they're really enjoying the challenge.
Competition helps me get better, and quite frankly, if it wasn't any competition, wouldn't nobody be getting better. So I like the fact that we got different backs with different styles coming in to contribute, and I can learn things from them to make me better, as vice versa, they can learn things from me, so it's a good deal.
The spring blue versus white game will be held April 7th at 2 p.m. at Maverick Stadium. 5 USU gymnasts qualified for NCAA regional championships. Madison Ward, Autumn DeHardy, Michaela Meyer, Brittany Jeppesen, and Emily Briones will head to Minneapolis April 7th. You know, women's softball will take on Nevada this weekend, and with that, you guys are all caught up on Aggie sports.
You know what? I really, really hope that he follows through with his goal of crowd surfing, because I will help him.
And it's clear he has the enthusiasm, so let's hope he can bring back the Spectrum magic. I really think he could do it. That guy has some fire.
And you know what? Competitiveness was there, and when we come back, most USU students are challenging themselves in this classroom. We'll show you some who took their competitiveness to the weight room.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 100,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Welcome back. When you imagine a power lifter, you might think of a 6'5", 300-pound man.
But in the powerlifting competition last weekend, size didn't matter.
The powerlifting competition consisted of squats, bench press, and deadlift.
In powerlifting, competitors are placed into about 12 different weight classes. I weigh about 180 pounds, so I'd be in the 181-pound weight class. But here at this event, the only dividers are male and female.
Most people, when they think powerlifter, they think really big guy.
In this competition, there's an equation to keep things fair. If this lifter weighs 220 pounds and he lifts 290 pounds, his score would be 80. A 200-pound athlete who lifts the same weight would score an 83.
Most people look at me as a small guy and don't think that I'm a powerlifter. Us small guys can do well too.
And so can the women.
Once I started strength training and weightlifting, the changes started to become, and from there I just got addicted to getting stronger. The Wolverine in me comes out more with deadlifts.
Bronson Teichert, ATV News.
The powerlifting event at USU is now a state championship qualifying meet.
Hope is something that a Blue Crew member says is very important to hold on to. She says the Hope Wall of Mental Health Week helps students see that nobody is alone in dealing with mental illness. The Hope Wall is a place where students get a Polaroid picture taken of themselves to capture a raw and unedited shot of who they are as a part of Mental Health Week last week. They then write things that give them hope on a copy of the picture to put on the wall. Blue Crew member Blue News Wander says the Hope Wall is there so that people can walk by and look at the wall to recognize things that give everybody hope. She says sometimes hope is the only thing that keeps you going.
Sometimes you don't really have like a lot of tangible things there. Some people don't have a lot of family, some people are struggling in school. But if you can have hope for a better day, that sometimes helps.
News Wonder says everyone knows someone who's struggling with mental illness, and the best thing you can do to help is to be a good friend to everybody. Thanks for watching this week's edition of ATV News. If you'd like to check out previous episodes, check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages.
And we'll leave you today, but have a great day, Aggies.